Hey guys, it is Owen, and yes, I'm back for another episode review of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm sorry this one's taking a little bit longer to get uploaded. Harry Styles decided to be really rude and drop some new music, which I reacted to, which you can check out on my channel. And so it's taking me a little bit longer to collate my thoughts from the episode, but my god, what an episode it was. If you watched my episode 1 review, then you'll know that I had a few favourites initially from the start of the season, and I was excited to see some of them go forward. Some of them I was unsure about, but I was so happy to see the beginning of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. I feel like I've waited for it for so long, loving all of the UK queens so far, and can't wait to be keeping up with this series of Drag Race. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you could head down and subscribe, that would mean so much to me if you enjoy my videos. And, well, let's get right on to it. So we've said goodbye to Gothy Kendall. She's the first to be eliminated. Very sad, RIP, but also time to move forward, time for another day in the workroom. And the queens start with a mini challenge, all about tops and bottoms, but not in the literal sense, where the Vivienne, who won last week's challenge, basically had to review all of the queens and suggest which ones she thought were her biggest competitors and ones that she couldn't give a toss about. Now, I absolutely loved this segment. Some of the mini challenges, I'm not going to lie, especially on the US version recently, I feel like they've just sort of lost their way and aren't as fun as they used to be. But this is definitely one that I was like, damn, this is going to cause drama, because I would not like to be anywhere near the bottom part of that row. And for some of the queens, that caused drama, namely between Cheryl Hole and the Vivienne. And, you know, we all love a queen versus queen moment somewhere in the season, and it's very interesting that it's coming about now. And I do have to say that I feel like these two queens are actually very similar. The Vivienne seems like an older, perhaps more mature and professional version of Cheryl Hole. They give very similar personalities, in my opinion, and so it was very interesting to see them clash, actually. So Cheryl was put towards the end of the group, but it was Scaredy Cat who the Vivienne placed at the very bottom. My favourite, honestly, I wish people would love her more, because I love her, and Scaredy Cat as the bottom and Vivienne as the top were going to be this week's group team leaders for the main challenge, which was Downton Draggy. This was one that I was quite excited for. An acting challenge is always interesting. We've never seen one before on Drag Race UK, obviously, as this is the first season, so I think it was really interesting to see how it would work, if it was very similar or not. And I mean, basically it was pretty much the same as all of the US ones, but it was fun to see some of these UK queens trying their acting chops, because a lot of them have been on, you know, Broadway stage shows and stuff like that, so that's really interesting to see. I love the little feature that we had about Rue and Tuppence. That was one of my highlights of the episode. Again, another little like UK versus US language moment, which I think was really endearing, and Rue tried his best to understand. And if I'm honest, I don't think even I really got it, but we all try and understand British lingo, and most of the time I don't get it, so good job for trying your best through. Going back to Cheryl Hole very quickly, one thing that I do have to agree with the Vivienne on, and the reason for some of this drama, is that the Vivienne was basically saying she's not being herself, and I kind of agree, unfortunately. In my episode 1 review, I basically said that how much I loved Cheryl Hole and all the promos. She was one of my favourites. She had such a great personality that I was excited to see. But you know what, I'm kind of sick of her pretending to be Alyssa Edwards like every 5 minutes, or she's doing a lot of stuff that like the US queens have made popular. And however much I love that, and we all love that, and it's entertaining, I do think that she should try and, you know, stick to her own brand, try and create a new brand for herself, because you don't want to just be known as an Alyssa Edwards tongue-popping remake. So we had the two teams. We had the Vivienne's team, which are bag of chips, named Team Slag, which they weren't just a little bit of slag, they were total slag. Bag of chips I was unsure about, but as the season is continuing, I'm continuing to be pleasantly surprised by her, because she just does have that like comedy, sassy, fun moment, which I find very entertaining. There was a few queens who I really enjoyed that when they were like deciding, you know what roles they were going to be playing and how the acting challenge was going to go. I was like biting my nails because I was like, I'm very, very worried about some of the queens that I'm really excited for this season. E.g., Blue Hydrangea looked like she wanted to leave and just not partake in the acting challenge. She looked shit scared, which I don't blame her. And then something looked like it was going to go very wrong with something wrong with Wong, because she just looked all over the place with her American accent. But I have to say, she managed to save it, and she managed to do a pretty good job in my opinion. And then of course Scaredy Cat was talking about how she tried to pick the easiest role possible with being the whiny one, and that, you know, when they do that bit where they like talk about something for a bit too long and you're like, well, that seems like it's foreshadowing that something's going to go quite badly wrong. So I had my pillow in front of my face and I was like, please can we make sure that Scaredy Cat is going to be okay? And we all know she wasn't going to be. We had some really interesting workroom conversations, which I always enjoy when they talk about like something a little bit more deep and with a bit more substance. And we talked about Scaredy's pansexuality, and Vinegar's response to it was really, really endearing. And then we spoke to Something Wong and how her parents don't know that she does drag, and obviously that's a conversation that has come up in previous seasons of Drag Race. I think it's still such an important conversation that is very necessary in Drag Race generally, and it was very interesting to see Something's perspective on it, and I enjoyed seeing this, you know, a bit of a deeper side to both Scaredy and Something. But again, the Scaredy thing, having her little moment, I was like, God, I am fearful that this is foreshadowing something bad is going to happen, and I don't want to see it. I would not like to see it. And then the queens were in the acting challenge. Some of them, I mean, it was the same ones that were worrying: Blue Hydrangea, Scaredy Cat, with her whining, her ho. I was like, maybe they're gonna end up finding it funny. I really hope so. And of course, Bag of Chips was just stealing the show left, right, and centre, and it was just so funny. I'm already seeing all over Twitter that the much better is becoming a meme, which is so funny, and she did a great job. She did an amazing job. I knew she would. She seems like someone who's just very effortless in those sort of challenges. So I think she's going to be a very strong comedic asset to this series. So the runway of this week was Bond Girl, and some of my I'm going to name some of my favourites and some of my least favourites of this week. I loved this theme for the runway and was really excited to see how they would execute it, and some people came prepared. I loved Bag of Chips. She just embraced it in her own unique way, and I think she just pulled it off. Another one of my favourites was Crystal. I feel like Crystal was another one that sort of stood out in this episode as a whole that I didn't see as much of in the first episode. Her whip, she looked like, Maisie Williams looked like she was literally gonna have a heart attack every time she brought it out. I also loved Scaredy Cat. It reminds me of something that Katya would do, where she sort of like very comical and like lifted up her dress and had Bang Me. That was really, really interesting. And another one of my favourites of this week, Davina, I also loved. I think she killed this episode as well. She's one that's definitely still in my top 3 and a standout from this episode as well. I feel like if she was one on the other team, she probably would have had a chance to win it. And also Blue Hydrangea, her outfit was amazing. The 3 tits was very iconic and definitely helped her against her not so great presentation for the acting challenge. I absolutely loved Vinegar Strokes' name being a founder of tits, but I wasn't too sure on her outfit. Also wasn't really sure about Cheryl Hole's. The Vivians wasn't bothered by, and something wrong I wasn't bothered by either. Bag of Chips was ultimately crowned the winner of this episode, and this was not a surprising win at all for me. I mean, she definitely killed the challenge, she killed the main stage, she had such great energy and personality, and she's definitely one that is a threat for this season. Honestly, when I could see that the elimination was leading up to be between Blue and Scaredy Cat, I was so upset and so frustrated, because I think they were two of the ones. Scaredy Cat was in my top 3 from last week for people that I was enjoying, and Blue Hydrangea as well has been one that from these first 2 episodes I've immediately grown fond of, and to see that they're both young queens as well would be lip syncing against one another was really heartbreaking. But you know, I already feel like I have a connection to all of the queens, so I think whoever would be set up there I would be sad about, but particularly these 2 I was sad about. The lip sync, I think they both did a very good job. It wasn't the most entertaining or fun lip sync. I think Scaredy Cat did an amazing job, considering the fact that she actually has never been on a stage before doing a performance, so she did a great job, but ultimately Scaredy Kat was the one to leave us, and I'm just a bit heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. Ru said it himself that Scaredy Kat's definitely one that we're going to see more of, and I totally agree. I would love to see Scaredy Kat on another season of Drag Race UK, whether that be like an All-Stars. I don't even know if that's an option right now, or just another season generally, but I mean, she's already released music and a music video, so go check it out, support the Queen, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of her as time continues. Why did my favourite have to go instantly? Why did you do this to me, Ru? Why? So there we have it, another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK is complete. The drama has amped up. Rupaul and Vivian have had a chat in the sort of like untucked bit of the episode, and I think it's going to continue to rise as we get further and further through the season. My top 3 favourites currently after watching this episode, we're going to stick with my Davina as one of my favourites, and then let's also put that in there Crystal, because I think she did a great job this episode, and I still love Vinegar Strokes. I love her personality, and her little talk with Scaredy was so heartfelt. So those are my favourite 3 so far. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode, what you thought of the lip sync and the challenge, and who your favourites are from this episode, and what you think about our poor Scaredy Kat no longer being with us. R.I.P. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. That would mean so much to me, and I will see you guys next week for more RuPaul's Drag Race UK. I can't wait for the season to carry on, and I'm hoping that my favourite doesn't go next week. See you later.